Call Whites & Luxembourg at 917-LAWYERS. That's 917-LAWYERS. Whites & Luxembourg, winning big for the little guy.
Jack's Hot Mess is back for an encore with spicy jalapenos, onion rings, and gooey pepper jack cheese.
And that's How I Met Your Mom.
Get it now.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
At Superior Home Buyers, we're more than just a home buying company. We're a trusted local team here to help. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Whether you're downsizing, selling a rental, or need a fast and easy sale, we're here to make the process simple. Get a fair cash offer and a hassle-free experience from people who care. Call us today and let us help you move forward. Superior Home Buyers, SoCal's favorite home buyer since 2012.
SuperiorHomeBuyers.com.
Now at 7 a.m. on Today in LA Weekend, a Glendale home now at the center of an investigation. Why officers rushed to the home late at night, all ahead in a live report. Plus, the disturbing case of sexual assault inside a La Mirada nursing home. Hear from the victim's daughter ahead.
And we've got a beautiful way to start the day looking outside right now from Mount Wilson. Every degree counts with heat like this, and we're cooling down just a little bit for the next couple of days. I'll have a look at that coming up.
You're watching NBC4. Here's what's happening today in LA.
And good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, March 21st. Here's a live look from San Pedro from the camera on the battleship USS Iowa. Thank you for waking up with us. I'm Michelle Valles here with meteorologist Kelly Moody. Finally, we made it to the weekend, and it's feeling and looking like the LA we love. It feels good outside and warmer temperatures compared to, the brutal week we just had.
Yeah, when you're talking about 90s and triple digits and a long stretch of record-breaking heat, this weekend will be a welcome relief, I think, for a lot of folks. So we're already feeling a lot better this morning. 50s, 60s, much more comfortable out there. Right now, we've got 59 degrees in downtown Los Angeles, 58 degrees in Thousand Oaks. We'll watch these temperatures warm, of course, to temperatures that really are still above what's considered normal for this time of year, but just a few degrees lower than what we've been seeing lately. I want to take a quick check-in on our visibility numbers because we've had some interesting patchy pockets out there. This is a big improvement. Oxnard, Camarillo back up to 8 miles of visibility. We've been down to even a half mile at certain points this morning. We are seeing some reduced visibility in Santa Monica down to just a half mile there, but you can see this is real patchy. We're not seeing widespread fog. Otherwise looking good as we look over toward the Inland Empire and toward areas down into Orange County as well. For today, we'll continue to monitor some of those patchy pockets of fog for those lower lying areas with temperatures that are expected to warm up into the mid to upper 70s at the coast. Same goes for your Sunday. Mid to upper 80s for the Los Angeles Basin and Orange County. Looking at low 90s for some of those spots a little bit farther inland, and 70s in our mountain communities where we could also see a little bit of wind. This is warm for spring. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but it's better than it has been. This weekend, we'll keep an eye out for a few more clouds as well as those areas of patchy fog. I think we'll see that again for tomorrow. Next week, that warming trend does continue. So we've got to enjoy the days we've got. I'll have a look at all of the days ahead and what you can expect with our winds as well. That'll be coming up in a few minutes, Michelle.
Finally, spring is here. Kelly, thank you so much. A window broken and a big police scene overnight in Glendale. This home now at the center of an apparent home invasion investigation. Let's go to NBC4's Annette Ariola live outside the Glendale police station. Annette, good morning. Do we know if anyone was inside that home at the time?
Michelle, good morning to you. That is the big question right now. We have reached out to Glendale PD, still waiting to hear back. But again, unconfirmed reports as to whether anybody was inside the property. In the meantime, let's go ahead and show you some video from overnight. As you mentioned, a heavy police presence, a lot of patrol units out there around 10 p.m. at this home on Sweetbriar Drive, just east of Verdugo Road. You can see in the video a broken window somewhere near the rear of the house. Officers were there for several hours canvassing the the neighborhood for surveillance footage, speaking to other folks in the area, as well as searching the surrounding hillsides for any possible suspects. Again, it's unclear whether anyone was in the home at the time of the break-in or if any items were taken. We have not received reports of anybody that may have suffered any injuries. However, we will keep calling Glendale PD, hoping to get some response to these questions. As soon as we get some new information, we, of course, will relay it to you. That is the very latest. Reporting live outside Glendale Police Department, I'm Annette Arriola for Today in LA. Michelle, will send it back to you.
We'll see you in 30 minutes for another update, Annette. The disturbing case of a sexual assault inside a La Mirada Senior Living Center caught on security cameras. This morning, we're hearing from the victim's daughter. The attack happened last summer, and we're seeing part of the video and hearing from her daughter and the family attorney. NBC4's Darsha Phillips has the story, but we want to warn you the content and video may be disturbing.
La Mirada Heights Independent Living Facility was supposed to be a safe place for Camille Anderson's mother, who suffers from dementia.
I moved her there because I trusted them and I thought that she would be safe.
But last June, that trust and safety was shattered when prosecutors say Jonathan Alvarado raped Camille's 61-year-old mother.
He just walked in and no one checked or asked, why are you here on a day that you aren't scheduled to be here?
Camille says the horrific encounter was captured on cameras she set up in her mother's apartment.
I was receiving more notifications from her apartment than I usually do while I was at work.
When Camille checked the cameras, she saw a man in her mother's apartment and immediately alerted the facility's caregivers. This is video of them entering her apartment and finding Camille's mother nude and confused.
Are you naked, Mama? Who's the guy who was here?
When Camille reviewed the footage, she saw a man taking off his clothes and going into her room. Investigators later identified the man as Alvarado. Camille says cameras inside her mother's room captured what happened next.
He was engaging in a sexual act with my mom. However, because of her diagnosis, she's not able to consent.
About 2 hours later, Alvarado is seen leaving the room and getting dressed. Camille turned the videos over to investigators. She is now suing La Mirada Heights for $25 million for negligence.
When the sheriff's department was attempting to effectuate their arrest, they couldn't find him because the records that the community had on file did not match who he was.
The La Mirada Heights Independent Living Facility released this statement. The safety and well-being of our residents is our top priority. We are disturbed by these allegations and will fully cooperate with any criminal investigation. Because this matter involves an ongoing criminal case and out of respect for the privacy of our residents, it is not appropriate to comment further. Alvarado was taken into custody in June, released, and then not formally arraigned until January of this year. He's charged with rape and a lewd act on a dependent adult. He's currently out on bond.
The DA, unfortunately, has just moved slower than I would have hoped.
The DA's office said in a statement that the sheriff's department did not bring additional victims to our attention. Camille believes this likely happened to her mother on more than one occasion and other vulnerable residents at the facility.
I wouldn't doubt that if not my mother, it could have happened to anyone else in that facility.
After pressing the sheriff's department, it released a statement saying in part, given the predatory nature of the alleged offenses and Alvarado's repeated access to vulnerable elderly individuals through his role, investigators have reason to believe there may be additional unidentified victims. As for Camille's mother, she is still at La Mirada Heights. Camille hopes she will be able to move her soon.
Just moving her or anyone with a type of dementia can increase their decline.
That was Darsha Phillips reporting. Camille says she also has video evidence of Alvarado undressing in her mother's apartment back in May, in addition to the alleged rape captured on camera in June. The sheriff's department is asking for potential victims to come forward by contacting the Special Victims Bureau. Now to an alarming find in Lake Hughes. Hundreds of animals rescued from a single home. But the woman who lives there tells a very different story. She spoke exclusively to NBC4. Neighbors have complained about this property for years, from nonstop barking to terrible smells. LA County's director of animal control called this a hoarding situation. The homeowner says this is wrong.
People are already being judgmental. I'm getting so many phone calls calling me an abuser, a hoarder, everything. And I'm like, I'm not an abuser. I'm not a hoarder. I know that I have to take this to court.
No one was arrested. The district attorney will decide, though, if the owner should be charged. Animal control is asking people to consider adopting. LA County is cracking down on reckless electric bike drivers. It comes amid growing safety concerns. A recent traffic enforcement operation targeting reckless e-bike and e-motorcycle riders led to one arrest in the county. Several vehicles were towed and nearly 24 citations were given out in Agora Hills, in Calabasas, and Westlake Village. Violations included unsafe speeds, failing to yield, using a cell phone, running a stop sign, and riding without a helmet. Police are urging parents to educate themselves and their children about these e-bike laws and safety plans as well. And to, of course, ride safe out there. All right, let's check in with Kelly.
Thanks, Michelle. We're taking a look at the minor cooling that we anticipate over the next couple of days. Now, yesterday, we saw a new record of 97 degrees in Burbank. Today, it'll cool down a little bit. Upper 80s expected for your daytime highs. Now, that's a good 8 degrees of cooling. And while it may not be a huge amount of cooling, it's enough to make a difference, and it's enough to make you feel a little bit more comfortable out there. So that's something we can all look forward to. Even now, we can see some areas across Southern California where we've got cooler temperatures as we're starting out the day. A good 5 degrees cooler this morning in downtown Los Angeles, 7 degrees cooler than where we were at this time yesterday in Hemet. And we'll continue to see throughout the day that these temperatures will come in just a little less aggressive than what they've been over the last couple of days.